want it? Now!
After months of rallies, marches, and sit-ins, and the announcement of a federal investigation into the death of Kendrick Johnson,
I will follow the facts wherever they lead.
CNN has learned FBI agents are now conducting interviews in South Georgia. Kendrick's parents, Kenneth and Jacqueline Johnson, recently sat with investigators for nearly 3 hours. The Johnsons want to know what happened to their son. It's a question Jacqueline Johnson first asked 1 year ago.
911, where's your emergency?
Yes, I'm calling. My son had didn't come home from school today, and he still haven't got here.
Hey, what's your son's name?
Kendrick Johnson.
That was January 10th, 2013. That afternoon, the 17-year-old ran into the old gym at Lowndes High School. The following day, Kendrick Johnson was found dead, upside down in a rolled gym mat. The Johnsons never believed he died accidentally after getting stuck while reaching for this shoe, as Lowndes County investigators determined.
They know something happened in that gym, and they don't want it to come out.
The Johnsons exhumed Kendrick's body and hired an independent pathologist who determined Kendrick died from blunt force trauma to the neck, not an accident. Lowndes County Lieutenant Stride Jones spoke with CNN in May, the day after the sheriff's office closed its case.
It was not a rash decision that was leapt to by any means. I mean, we've drawn this out, done a thorough investigation, and we think we've covered all bases.
As the FBI conducts its interviews, CNN is taking an in-depth look at the accounts of the first interviews in the Kendrick Johnson case, conducted by the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office.
And we've interviewed slightly over 100 and something people during this investigation. That included students, teachers, some parents that had access during the time period of question there.
We examined every incident report included in the 522-page investigative file. According to the file, Lowndes County investigators interviewed 111 people, including 7 school employees, 3 medical responders, and more than 90 students.
It started on January 11th when Kendrick Johnson was found at Lowndes High School.
The file reveals sheriff's investigators interviewed 18 people the day Kendrick Johnson was found. We took that information to HLN analyst, a former police officer and member of the FBI response team, Mike Brooks.
I want to interview someone that day, that night, or maybe the following day while things are still fresh in your mind.
However, the documents reveal most interviews occurred months later. Here's the breakdown. Investigators interviewed 33 people in the month of January, just 4 in February, 1 in March, and 72 of the 111 interviews were conducted in April, 1 more in May.
But months later, you start to leave out possibly some crucial pieces of information. Because it's your mind, sometimes you can recall things that you might not have recalled that particular day, but to a couple days, maybe even a week after it happened, I say week on the outside, but not months, Victor, not months.
Remember, Kendrick's body was found January 11th. The first emergency medical technicians called to the scene, initially for a reported cardiac arrest, were interviewed April 17th. The paramedic who noticed bruising to Kendrick's jaw and considered the gym to be a crime scene was interviewed April 18th. The janitors who cleaned the gym where the body was found yards from these blood streaks on a wall were among the last to be interviewed on April 26th. Local investigators believe the blood is unrelated. However, they've never found whose blood it was or how it got there. And according to their report, the investigators did not ask the janitors about that blood. And look again at the school surveillance video. This was the last time Kendrick Johnson was seen alive. There were other students in the gym, but the investigators' reports have no record of interviews with any of these students.
I looked at the crime scene investigation, evidence collection, the autopsy, the interviews that were done and were not done in a timely fashion. This is a sloppy case from the get-go.
After the U.S. attorney announced the federal investigation, the attorney for the Lowndes County Sheriff's Office wrote to CNN in part, "While Sheriff Prine has every confidence that his officer's investigation was handled with the necessary diligence to assure that all leads were examined and exhausted, he welcomes the U.S. attorney's further review of the case."
What do you want? Justice!
The Johnsons and their supporters now hope the FBI will get an answer to their question. What happened to Kendrick Johnson?
That's my child, and we're going to fight till it's all over until we get the truth. That's all we've ever asked for, was the truth about what happened to Kendrick Johnson.
Kendrick Johnson was a 17-year-old high school student in Valdosta, Georgia. On January 10, 2013, Kendrick was last seen entering his school gym at approximately 1:09 p.m. The following day, his body was found inside a rolled wrestling mat in the old gym at Lowndes High School. Authorities ruled his death an accident caused by positional asphyxia, but the evidence, the video footage, the witness accounts, and the sworn statements tell a very different story. Law enforcement has repeatedly stated that a thorough investigation was conducted, so now those claims must be measured against the facts. Question for Stride Jones. You have publicly stated that a thorough investigation was conducted, so let's compare that statement with the record. If this investigation was thorough, why was Dr. Marianne Gaffney Craft's autopsy, which stated that Kendrick Johnson entered the gym alone, allowed to stand? Video evidence shows students already in the gym. A student in a red shirt enters immediately before Kendrick. 3 students enter immediately after. Why was this contradiction never corrected? If the investigation was thorough, where are the documented witness interviews from the students present in the gym that day? Why were interviews conducted months later, not immediately? Why were witness accounts discredited and dismissed instead of preserved? Why do we have blurry footage of the gym mats on January 10th, but no footage from the old gym on January 11th, the day his body was found? Also, why does Kendrick's body show indicators of being moved? Who moved him and when? Why was Ryan Domek-Hernandez's sworn affidavit not allowed? Why were the gray, black, and orange shoes not preserved? Why was a 45-pound weight photographed beneath the volleyball net not collected? And finally, where are Kendrick Johnson's organs? An autopsy technician says they were disposed of, while Dr. Gaffney Craft testifies she returned them. Both cannot be true. You called this a thorough investigation. Which part of this is thorough? Because thorough investigations do not leave this many contradictions. The record speaks. Now it's time for answers.
And now, WJCL News, working for you.
New developments in the Kendrick Johnson death investigation. We have uncovered an email whose sender claims to know who killed Johnson. Good evening to you. I'm Jennifer Andrews. Kevin has the night off. Well, Larry Spruill has been pouring through documents that we requested from the sheriff's office. We turn now to Larry for the very latest. Larry, what have you learned?
Well, Jennifer, we all know that this story has gained national attention in more than a year now. And tonight I have been looking through these 22 pages that we requested that could possibly answer the question, what happened to Kendrick Johnson? For the second time in 1 week, new details were released in Kendrick Johnson's death. 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson's body was found inside the old gym at Lowndes High School in Valdosta, Georgia on January 10th, 2013. Lowndes County deputies found Johnson's body rolled inside of a gym mat and later ruled his death an accident.
The Johnson family got to watch their son get ready for school January 10th, 2013, and what's been coined now is that he left, as many students do, wearing a book bag. The next morning, January 11th, he was wheeled out of the gymnasium in a body bag.
Kendrick's parents requested their own autopsy, which came back with different results. Blunt force trauma to the head as the cause of death. This week, WJCL learned U.S. Attorney Michael Moore subpoenaed more than 120 students and parents in Valdosta to testify in front of a grand jury. What happened to Kendrick last January is a question the family has been asking for more than a year now. And this week, that question may have an answer. WJCL learned deputies in Lowndes County received an anonymous email. We asked for that correspondence, which was granted to WJCL. Because those mentioned in the email are minors, their names have been changed to Jane and Joe. Here's what the email says, quote, "My best friend was at a party Saturday night with Jane, and she was upset about something that Joe had said to her. And my best friend started talking, and by the end of the night, Jane had told my friend everything that the whole nation has been wondering for the past year. She told my friend what really happened to Kendrick Johnson. She said that about a little over a year ago, she had sexual intercourse with Kendrick Johnson while she was dating Joe. Joe found out and threatened KJ. KJ told Joe to meet him in the old gym at the 3rd block and he would have his knife ready. Joe and Joe's friend met KJ and killed him. Joe has also been heard admitting to killing KJ more than once over the phone. His brother also got drunk at a party on the 4th of July and told many people that Joe killed KJ and that Joe's brother was tired of keeping it a secret. End quote. But in these documents, Jane denied any relationship with Johnson. She told investigators she knew Kendrick, but did not talk to him, but was aware of rumors that she lured Johnson into the gym. We took a deeper look into the 22-page report and found out Joe met Kendrick while playing football. Joe admitted to getting into an altercation with Johnson on the bus after a football game before, but did not know about the relationship between Johnson and his friend. Towards the end of the report, Joe told investigators he heard rumors of Johnson being assaulted because of an alleged relationship. And my sources told me one of the boys in the email is the son of an FBI agent. His father originally told him not to talk to investigators, but is now forced to talk because of the subpoena. Now, Lowndes County investigators say the anonymous email is not credible. The attorney did not say why they think that, Jennifer.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for the update, Larry.